Hello and welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardha. So today we will see our subject monetary economics. Under the monetary economics of the fourth semester, we will discuss today the third unit. We had already covered our first, second and fourth unit. Now today we will discuss the third unit. In the third unit, basically we have only the two chapters. The first one is there the bank and customer relationship, and the other one is there the interest rates. Okay, so let's discuss the subject. As far as the bank and customer relationship are concerned, first of all we should know what is bank and what is customer. Okay, what is bank and who is customer? So according to this relationship of the bank and customer depends on the transactions. See, bank is an institution which deals with the people's money, which accept the public money, which accept the deposits of the public and gives the loan to the public. Okay, so the bank is an institution where the public reaches for depositing the money and taking the loan. Similarly, the customer is a person who has a certain transactions with the bank. Okay, and in return of that transaction, the monetary consideration, the individual, the customer has to pay to the bank. So there is a relationship between the banker and the customer, and that relationship of the banker and customer we will discuss in this particular topic. So what the relationship is, basically the relationship of the banker and customer comes into existence when the banker agrees to open an account of the customer. Okay, and this relationship depends on the activities, product or services which are provided by the banks and which the customers are availing from the banks. Okay, so thus this relationship between a banker and customer is the transaction relationship. Okay, and for that transactions basically the bank charges the commission or bank charges the interest, bank charges certain fees. We rather than we will say commission or interest, we will say the bank charges the fees and the customer has to pay the fees. So let's see what is the banking and what's the banking is. So the Banking Regulation Act 1949 section 5B defines the term banking as a banking means accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdraw by check, draft and order or otherwise. Okay, so what is the banking? Banking is basically the task of accepting the deposits. Okay, and these deposits are accepted for what purpose? These deposits are accepted for lending purpose or for investment purpose. Okay, as I said earlier, the bank accept the deposit from the public. Okay, and that deposits which are accepted by the bank is actually given as a loan to the individual, okay, or to the customer. So lending or investment purpose, basically the deposits of the public are accepted. Okay, so the person who are actually depositing the money with the bank actually can withdraw that money also. Okay, he can withdraw the money by check, draft or otherwise. Otherwise it means that by reaching to the counter of the bank and withdrawing the money. Similarly, we can say by the way or by taking the money from the ATMs. Okay, so in this way the customer can withdraw the money. Okay, so what the Banking Regulation Act defines as a banking company. So banking company is nothing but a company that transacts the business of a banking in India. And since a banker or banking company undertakes banking related activities, we can derive the meaning of the banker or banking company. Okay, so what is banking company? A company that transact the business of the banking. Okay, so that's since a banker or a banking company both undertakes the same work, okay, both undertakes the same activity, so they are called they are synonymously considered as a banking company. Okay, so what are the tasks of the banker or the banking company? The task of the banker or the banking company is also the same. There is not much difference. So accepting deposits from the public, okay, allows withdrawal of deposit on demand. So if an individual is approaching to the bank for withdrawing the money which he had earlier deposited, he can withdraw it also. Okay, so there is actually this is the definition which is given by the Banking Regulation Act 1949 of the banker or the banking. Now the customer. Who is the customer? Customer is actually a person who reaches to the bank for depositing the money, and as per his requirement, he can also withdraw the money. Okay, by way of checks, by way of checks, by the demand draft, as well as by withdrawal from the ATMs. So the term basically as such the customers is not defined, but as per the guidelines of the RBI and know your customer. So who is basically the customer? Customer is a person or entity that maintains an account or has a business relationship with the bank. Okay, so if an individual is having an account with the bank, he will be considered as a customer of the bank. Okay, on behalf of the account, suppose there is another person, the individual or the institution, okay, his account, account can also be there in the bank. Okay, so that can also be the customer of the bank. Okay, now we will see what is the relationship of the bank and the customer. So as far as the bank and customer relationship are concerned, these relationship is of the general relationship and the special one. Okay, so the as far as the relationship is concerned, the first one over there is the general relationship. Okay, so under the general relationship, what is there? So Banking Regulation Act, according to the Banking Regulation Act, the general relationship is arise and this relationship is basically of the debtor and the creditor. Okay, so when a customer opens an account with the bank, he fills and signs the account opening form, and by signing the form he enters into an agreement with the bank, and when customer deposits money in his account, the bank becomes a debtor. Okay, so when an individual is depositing the money in the account, so he will become the debtor and the customer will become the creditor. Okay, and its opposite can also happen, or vice versa can happen when the bank lends the money to the customer, okay, by way of loans. So the bank will become the creditor and the customer will become the debtor. Okay, so this is the simple relationship of the debtor and creditor which arises because of the depositing the money with the bank. Okay, now the creditor and the debtor relationship, as I said, if the bank is lending the money to the individual or to its customer, so the bank will work as a creditor. Okay, and the customer will become the debtor. So this relationship of the creditor and debtor is developing because of what? It's developing because of the fundamental function of lending the money to the public. Okay, now there are the special relationship, and this special relationship is in this special relationship we will see from the different points of view. First one is there the trustee and the beneficiary relationship. So the bank also work as a trustee. Okay, so bank work as a trustee and the customer is actually the beneficiary. Okay, so bank is working as a trustee. How the bank is working as a trustee? Because the customer is actually having the trust on the bank, and on that trust basis he is keeping certain things with the bank. So the bank is actually the trustee and the customer is actually the beneficiary. Okay, so as per the Indian Trust Act, what is the definition of the trust and trust we will see. So trust is an obligation annexed to the ownership of the property or declared by him for the benefit of another or of another. Thus trustee is the holder of the property on behalf of the beneficiary. Okay, so on behalf of the beneficiary, basically the beneficiary, the trustee keeps the property. Okay, so the bank and customer relationship is of the basically of a special contract whereby the customer keeps his movable, not we will say movable, yes, movable property or the securities with the banks. Okay, so at that time the bank is working as a trustee, and the customer is actually what? The customer is actually the beneficiary. So there is also the relationship which arise of the customer and the banker, and that relationship is of the bailee and the bailor. So the bank work as a bailee and the customer work as a bailor. So these bailee and bailor relationship develops because of the bailment. Okay, so what is basically the bailment? According to the Indian Contract Act, okay, a bailment is the delivery of goods by one person to another for some purpose. Upon a contract, they shall, when the purpose is accomplished, be returned to otherwise disposed of according to the direction of a person delivering them. Okay, so what is bailment? Bailment is actually a contract, okay, between the two parties. One is the bailor and the other one is the bailee. Okay, whereby the bailor is keeping the certain things with the certain things to the bailee. Okay, and the bailee is returning that things to the disposed of, or we can say returning this to the according to the conditions of the delivering person or the bailor. So the bailor, the person delivering the goods is called the bailor, and the person to whom these goods are delivered is called the bailee. So the bank work as a bailee and the customer work as a bailor. These things arise when the banks keeps the articles, valuables as well as securities of its customer in the safe custody. So at that time this relationship is developed. Basically same, if we are talking about the special relationship, this special relationship is if the trustee as well as beneficiary, bailor, bailee, and further we will say the mortgager and mortgagee and other. All these are in terms of what the certain things are kept with the bank by the customer, and so such type of the relationship are developed. Okay, so bailee and bailor relationship. Similarly, the lessor and the lessee relationship. Lessor and the lessee, basically see, this is related with the lease. So the Transfer of Property Act 1882 defines lease, lessor and lessee, premium and rent. So as per the section, a lease of immovable property is a transfer of right to enjoy such property made for a certain time, express or implied or in perpetuity, in consideration of a price paid or promised, or of money, a share of crop, service, or any other things of value to be rendered periodically. Okay, so bank work as a lessor here and the customer work as a lessee. Okay, so this relationship is developed. Again, there is a relationship of the agent and the principal. So the bank performs the different activities on behalf of its customers. These activities can be of the premium collections, okay, there is a premium payments, we can say interest collections, similarly the rent payment and the other such ones, the telephone bills, insurance premiums. Okay, so various types of the payments are basically made by the banks on behalf of its customer. So the bank is working as what? The bank is working as an agent. So the relationship is developed, and that relationship is of the agent and principal. So the customer is actually principal. On behalf of his customer, the bank performs the different activities on the standing order of the customers. So the bank is actually an agent. So being an agent, the banks perform the different activities, and for that purpose the banks collects the commission. Just like the agent work for the commission basis, okay, so the bank also work on the commission basis of the different activities. So the bank is an agent of its customer. Okay, so the Indian Contract Act 1872 defines an agent as a person employed to do any act for another or to represent another in dealing with the third person. The person for whom such act is done or who is represented is called the principal. Okay, an agent is a person who acts for and behalf of the principal and under the letters express or implied authority, and the act done within such authority are binding on the principal, and the principal is liable to the party for the act of the agent. Okay, so whatever the commitment which is done by the agent, the principal is liable for that. See, these definitions are given of the different terms. Okay, so we have to, these definitions are given for more understanding purposes. In our examination, these all aspects are not going to be dealt with. Okay, so just it's for the explanation's sake I am giving this particular definitions of the different terms. Okay, now the indemnity holder and the indemnifier. Okay, so the bank is indemnity holder and the customer is the indemnifier. Okay, so what is basically the contract of indemnity? So the contract of the indemnity, according to the Indian Contract Act, the definition of the indemnity is as follows: a contract by which one party promises to save the other from loss caused to him by the contract of the promiser himself or by the conduct of any other person is called the contract of indemnity. Okay, so sometimes what happens in the case of the banking relationship, bank and customer relationship, sometimes it happens that the transaction of the issue of the duplicate bank draft, TDR and deceased accounts payments. So in that case certain indemnity occurs. At that time such type of the relationship is developed of the indemnity holder and the indemnity fire. Okay, now the next one is the hypothecator and hypothecatee. This relationship develops when the certain assets are kept for the hypothecation. Okay, what is basically hypothecation? Hypothecation, we can say it's a kind of a mortgage. Okay, mortgage. Okay, whereby the mortgage hypothecation is done of the movable as well as the non-movable property, both. Okay, both type of the assets, movable or the non-movable assets, when the bank are hypothecated, so such type of the relationship are developed, that is the hypothecator and the hypothecatee. So the bank is hypothecating. Okay, because the hypothecation is done by the hypothecator, that is the customer. Okay, for certain loans and for all this purpose. So the relationship is developed of the hypothecator and hypothecatee. So the bank is hypothecator and the customer is the bank is the hypothecatee and the customer is the hypothecator. Similarly, the pledger and the pledgee relationship, again this is in terms of the certain assets which are pledged. Okay, or we can say which are mortgaged. So such type of the relationship are developed. Okay, the relationship between the customer and banker can be the pledger and pledgee. This happens when the customer pledges certain assets or security with the bank in order to get a loan. Okay, so the bank is giving the loan on the basis of the certain security. Okay, so the bank is actually the pledgee and the customer is the pledger. Similarly, the mortgager and mortgagee relationship, this is in the same line. Okay, उसी line में है, in the same manner, just like the mortgager and mortgagee and the hypothecator and the hypothecatee. So mortgager and mortgagee relationship develops. So the bank is normally the mortgagee and the customer is the mortgager when the certain assets are certain asset, or we can say specifically the immovable assets property are mortgaged. At that time this relationship are developed. And the bank also work as a custodian. See, this is actually what a custodian is a person who act as a caretaker of something, and this happens in the case of certain things are to be undertaken. Okay, so while opening a demat account, this type of the relationship are developed. And a guarantor, again the bank gives the guarantee on behalf of their customers and customers. So the relationship of the guarantor, for all this purpose, basically the bank charges the certain interest or certain commission. Okay, so advisor and client, again the bank gives the advisors to the its clients related with the financial matters. So such relationship is developed of the advisor and the clients. Okay, so these are the relationship between the banker and the customer. The later part of the special relationship whereby the certain rights are there and certain obligations are there of the bank towards the customer, that we will see in the next video lecture. Thank you.